All right, welcome to Read Along Ecclesiastes part number 4. We are now reading Ecclesiastes chapter 3. This is from the wise teacher, a king in Jerusalem who amassed all this wealth and had everything. Here we go. Chapter 3, verse 1. It says a time for everything. Verse 1. There's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the sun. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. What do workers gain from their toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their toil. This is the gift of God. I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it and nothing taken away from it. God does it so that people will fear him. What is has already been, and what will be has already been before, and God will call the past to account. And I saw something else under the sun. In the place of judgment, wickedness was there. In the place of justice, wickedness was there. I said to myself, God will bring into judgment both the righteous and the wicked, for there will be a time for every activity, a time to judge every deed. I also said to myself, as for humans, God tests them so that they may see that they are like the animals. Surely the fate of human beings is like that of animals. The same fate awaits them both. As one dies, so dies the other. All have the same breath. Humans have no advantage over animals. Everything is meaningless. All go to the same place. All come from dust, and to dust all return. Who knows if the human spirit rises upward, and if the spirit of the animal goes down into the earth? So I saw that there is nothing better for a person than to enjoy their work, because that is their lot. For who can bring them to see what will happen after them? Very, very deep stuff. A lot of interesting things, basically saying that humans are no better than animals, that we both have the same fate, that we both eventually just die, that who can really tell them, like he says here in the last verse, I think is really interesting. He just says, I saw that there's nothing better for people than to enjoy their work, because that is their lot. Like basically that is what that's what they're designed to do. And he continues with that theme throughout this book, saying that is people's lot in life, to basically work. That's what God gave us to do. So like finding work that you find enjoyable and doing work that you can pour your heart and soul into is a part of finding enjoyment in life. And then it just says, like, to enjoy that, because it says, because who can tell them, what will happen after them? Like, no one knows the future. Nobody knows anything beyond that. Like, who really has all the answers? So he's just kind of saying, like, if you can do these few things, he keeps on going back to these themes. Like, if you can do these few things, then, you're in a pretty good spot in life. So we're going to cut it there. That was part number 4. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3. There's 12 chapters in Ecclesiastes, I'm pretty sure, and we're going to go through the whole book. I might be taking a break now. It might be time to go grab some food, etc., but I did want to get these out to you guys and share them with you. Just a profound book about this teacher who's talking about the meaninglessness of life, and just how the toil and the wisdom and folly and, all of it kind of is kind of meaningless in the end. And then, just finding satisfaction in your work, finding, being able to just enjoy the things like eating and drinking. I think, spending time with people. Obviously, there's some themes that the teacher doesn't know about, like crooked things never being able to be made straight again, and he's not aware of the truth of salvation, that Christ died and his blood covered and fixed and tore the veil and changed the future for humanity, and did set everything straight again. It set humanity straight again. It corrected all the wrongs. So he is wrong about that. And life isn't all about pleasure either. We have to remember that. But I think the teacher is going on, and I don't think he's just talking about pleasure either, because he talked about wine and harems and things like that in earlier chapters. So, but yeah, just these common themes of being able to enjoy the little things in life, and enjoying your work, and being able to just do your work honestly and things like that. But we'll continue to explore going into chapter 4 and the rest of Ecclesiastes, and see exactly what the teacher is trying to teach us, and see if we can gain and learn some insights as we're on this earth for such a short period of time, so we can maximize it and live it right. All right, talk to you again. Bye.